So yeah, just like the title says, I don't really know what's happening right now. I've already forgotten since I played a different game yesterday. I think I was completing some side quests, and actually, because I sort of remembered in my brain to maybe do a little bit of fishing off stream. I did take 10 minutes yesterday before the Dark Souls stream to just fish the fishies that I needed for the next part of this quest here. So I have the 7 blowfish that this old man wanted. Talk to him.
おじいさん、釣ってきたよ。
おお、グローブフィッシュだ。さすがわしの弟子1号だ。よし、次の技の練習に入るぞ。
ところでおじいさん、僕が釣ってきた魚はどうしてるの？
焼いて食べてるに決まってるじゃろ。何を当たり前のことを聞いてるんだ。
Alright.
さて、次のお題だが、ニジマスを7匹釣ってこい。
ご老人、これだけの魚を食べてよく飽きないな。
余ったら店に売ればいいお金になるからの。おれ、弟子1号、さっさと釣りに行かんか。
I mean, I guess he's right. Those fish won't catch themselves, huh? Alright. So I gotta remember how to play this game. I'm already pressing B, because that's how you roll in Dark Souls. But yeah, rolling in this game... Okay, and magic is with left and right bumper. Yeah, I remember. What's left trigger? Is that guard? Yeah, it's guard. Okay. Cool. I remember how to play this one. Yeehaw! Let me just take a quick look. What other quests do we have? I know we want to go to Facade right now. Alright, yeah, so we need fluorite, we need to look for the runaway sun, and we need to try to give that woman 10 melons. So, we don't actually know if melons are what we need, but I'm just gonna save, and then we'll buy 10 and see if that's correct. But I have a feeling that it's not quite as straightforward as that, so we'll see, you know? Assad was to the east, right? If we head this away... this away, then we should be good to go. Unfortunately, no boar in this section, huh? Since it's such a narrow pathway. They didn't put a boar in this. Wait, this isn't the... Where am I going? Was I wrong? God, Kaine looks ridiculous when she's running. She's doing the Naruto run. Was the desert down south? Did I I guess I did misremember. It's down south here, isn't it? Here. It's down here. Okay. Oh, you can jump off. Alright. The first thing we want to do is go to the vegetable shop and get those melons. And see if that actually completes the quest, huh?
ある程
アルテルアチウラヌザ
Now, the woman who needed them was this one, right?
この中に
ヤリラ
そう
Hmm. Well, it wasn't 10 melons.
アルテル
Pumpkins are striped, right? No, they're not. I mean, they're not really. Unless it was watermelon.
ウラ
頼んでいたのよかった
Okay.
ええ
Alright, let's reload.
Aidan, やれるとだと追ってきた。
荒れてる
アル
We will buy one melon.
ウラン
頼んでよかった
ええ
Alright. Now, we need information on that man's son. I guess we'll just run around until we find someone on the map that it indicates we can talk to for information. Also, we need to go to the Strange Things store as well. Oh, wait, who's this?
歌う気さってた家畜ギタ
Hmm.
キーソトチ裏ぬとでしている要流出て
くぎたされ家で来て。
なるほど。
もう逃がさないよ。絶対連れて。
Which house?
配信ゼル
Which house did he say? Make him pay for what he's done. I mean, what has he done? Oh, this house. Okay.
ほら、今度はもう逃がさないからね。
あなたもしつこいですね。あ、あれはなんだ？
しまった。
まだ遠くへは行ってないだろう。町の外に向かうのだ。
うわしかえきたせれよっとた。
ここで。
不見ことリスカレテイ
あ、
イーラと金殿とそってるさ。
砂の神殿は。
Alright, so we have to go back into that temple.
彼氏は。
されきとあちけより
え？
んたとじーって。
足と
Like, wasn't there blood down here? No? Guess not. Guess we should check on the prince as well. So we've never actually been inside the palace, right? Maybe worth taking a peek in there while I'm running around.
アルテルアーチ。ウラーヌとアルテル。
So far, like, the first thing that really comes to my mind, you know, playing, I think I said this last time I was playing, but it's tedious, but it really just makes me think that it's like a parody of RPGs and games like that. That's why I left the title still as Ocarina of Time. I didn't say anything, but there was that obvious Zelda reference when the prince got the mask back. And did the holding the item up and the little jingle plays, you know.
シス
何？
海ザムとキテチ
砂漠。
イーラとデ
それなら
歌とタザレ両流海ザムセチとデグザ
掟に
いえか
そっか。
Oh, that's good.
ヨーリスした。
それ大事なものなんでしょ？
He can flip the mask now.
だより出せでタサラと地づかれだ。
海ザムワクトでゾガイケン
人間すぐには変われないということの恒例であるな。
ヨーリス
海ザム
Wow. So there's this whole area up here? Huh.
イーラツセルゼルガンキ星はゼルガンキス
And this is back at the beginning. Can we get up here from the start? No, I guess it's just a shortcut back around. Wow. It makes me feel like I want to try and get up on this side. I don't know if you can. The boundaries, like the invisible boundaries of this game are kind of hard to tell. Like, it's hard to tell where you can go and where you can't.
くそ、しつこいよあんたら。
東街道の方に向かった。
どうしてあの女の人は男の人を知らないって言ったんだろう。恋人だったのに。
我々には分からぬ深いわけでもあるのだろう。男と女の間にはいろいろあるというからな。
くだらない。
大変だ。
もう騙されない。
Like, I don't know. Like, how are you supposed to?
あれ。
同じ手には何度もかから。
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, and I will smite you with unholy magic. I'm trying to block his movement, but it's not working.
Oh, 狼の群れだ。
だから何度も同じ手には。
まさか本当に。
いい加減これ。
あ
よし。
Alright, well, he said he's gonna do it, but who knows what's gonna happen, right? Now, I am curious, I'm told that these kind of work now. So what, we gotta jump up here and maybe, okay, so we need to actually unlock them. Alright. Is there one over here? I don't think I've actually ever gone to this side of the desert before. Boat here. I'm sure the boats are going to be another form of fast travel as well, huh? Just speculating here. So yeah, I guess since there's no boar here.
先を急ぐぞ。
What is it? What? Oh, maybe he's just saying, for now, there's nothing here. There's no reason for us to be here. Alright. Alright. Unfortunately, I guess since that quest, we spawned in that quest, there's no enemies right now, so that's good. We can just sort of explore at our leisure. Nothing here. Yet. Let's say yet. Quantify my statement. I was hoping I'd be able to find another waypoint here, but there might not be one, right? I figured there'd be one here, but I was hoping for maybe having one in like this middle of the desert. I don't know. for the temple. Just can't hurt to quickly make a run through the center of the desert while there are no enemies here, right? So yeah, maybe there's just no waypoint in the center of the area. It's only up there. It's a shame. Looks like we can't get in yet. Nothing here. Alright. So we're back in the temple here. Just need to find some fluorite. Where we're gonna find some fluorite. I guess the first place to check would be first place to check would probably be the areas that were locked off the first time we were here. Oh, there was some fluorite. There are definitely spiders in the next room. Possibly one, like, directly above us. I guess we got the one fluorite, so there's no need to stay here, right? You obtain fluorite, bring it to the man. We did get the melon for Yona. Yona asked you for a melon. Guess this is the one we want. It'd be nice if more of these opened up. fine is fighting a goat right now. Kind of. Alright, so we can do a load of side quests here. First things first. So the library's right here. There's two things we can do. We need to talk to Apla. Tell her that we got her drink. But also, maybe if we can find a good recipe here, that'd be good, I think.
これは
特殊な魚を使った料理が書か
Seem to
れてい
require
るのだ
exotic species of
確
fish.
かにあまり見ない魚だね。ポポルさん、
あら嬉しい。
So we're just warping straight over to the inn.
「何の歌かわからないけれど懐かしい気持ちになるんだよね」
心にしみるね。あたしも若い頃はさ。
なんだかずっと聞いていたい不思議な音色だね。
だろう。あの酒がないと歌えないってのも変わってるよな。
These harmonies are kind of strange, especially during the first part. The chorus, it got a little more normal, standard, I guess. But...
久々に歌えて楽しかったよ。
良いものが聞けた。
そうだね。
あんなに小さい子がね、かわいそうにね。
お？
待て。
それはそれで一見落着だけど、
あんたたち
知り合いってわけでも。
どうもこうもないよ。この一家、村中の人間から金を借りて逃げた詐欺一家だよ。
Oh shit. That's I said it last time. Keeps surprising you with the twists to the story. So
息子は嫌気がさして出て行ったらしいが、そいつも借り逃げしてるんだ。この苦しい時代にひどい話だと思わないか？
apparently their son ran away because he wanted to escape a life of crime, but then some idiot brought him back.
ああ、家業ってこのことか。
結局金は手に入らずか。高い勉強代だな。
うん。
Looks like we're mostly finished with the side quests we have available right now. Obviously, there's still more in the game, but we're almost 50% quests completed, which is good, in my opinion. Let's talk to Yona. Give her the melon. I actually think talking to Yona is what's the required of the next main quest section.
ヨナ、
お兄ちゃん。
大丈夫？
お兄ちゃんがくれたお薬を飲んでるから。
よかった。
お兄ちゃん、今日はヨナと一緒にいてくれるよね。
Sure, I'll stay.
うん。
本当に？
ああ、今日はヨナと一緒にいるよ。や
ったー。
さあ、体に触るか。
I hear a voice. I squint and see a boy standing before me. His hair is silver, his skin is pale, and he stares up at me with hard, glassy eyes. Soon his lips begin to move, but no sound comes out. What is he saying? I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. I can't. I try to leave, but something about the boy holds my gaze. I watch his face, expressionless, as his lips slowly flutter. What is he trying to say? Wait, it's a phrase. I can almost make it out. It starts with an S, and there's an E. I can almost see it now. The letters begin to fall together, one after the other, faster and faster. Sealed verse. It's a sealed verse. The thing I'm looking for, the key to saving my sister. I stare at the boy with renewed ferocity, trying desperately to make out his next word. Dream. Dream. What the hell does that mean? The lips move again, faster now. I can't follow them. Damn it, I can't make it out. I want to scream. I want to tear the walls down around me, and instead I force myself to be calm. I can do this. I can do it for Yona. Slowly, ever so slowly, I parse out the letters that make up his final words. Forest of Myth.
夢？夢にまで封印されし言葉が出てくるなんて。
おはよ
う。おはよう、ヨナ。
どうしたの？
変な夢を見ただけだよ。
夢？
なんでもない。大丈夫だよ。
ヨナも夢を見たよ。
へえ。
男の子とね、ゲームをする夢なの。
どんなゲーム？
言葉を当てっこするゲームだよ。
言葉を当てっこするゲーム？
男の子が何を言っているかをお口を見て当てるの。とても難しかったよ。
その子はなんて言ってた？
夢とね、神話の森かな。でも次までにはお勉強して絶対当てるんだ。いつかお兄ちゃんもヨナとゲームしようね。
ああ。ヨナ。あ
りがと
う。何でもお兄ちゃんが持ってきてやるさ。スイカだね。
お兄ちゃん。
Turns out we actually needed a watermelon.
どうした？
ちょっと気になることがあるか。
I should have expected that I would have to buy some other stuff, like have something besides the melon. So I think while I'm there, we'll buy like one pumpkin and a gourd as well. We'll just buy that stuff while we're over in Facade really quick. Alright. So we knocked it out. Kaine just falling in from the top of the screen.
ヨナ、
お兄ちゃん、
ヨナの頼
ね、
かぼちゃだ。
I knew it.
ヨナ、
いつも。
ところでヨナ、ヨナ
お待たせ。
これケーキ。
お兄ちゃんに。
ヨナ。
さ
うん。あ、うん。すごく美味しい。
お兄ちゃん、お仕事いっぱいで忙しいから栄養のあるものを食べてもらいたかったの。
そうか。すごく嬉しい。美味しいよ、ヨナ。
やったー。いっぱい作ったから。
Actually, I made like 7 cakes. I want to remind everyone that, at least in the context of Japanese cakes, they're usually, when they say, you know, keiki, it's usually more like the size of a slice of cake. Maybe like a small cake, or like a slice of a cake, you know? Versus like when you think, at least in the American context of a cake, you think of like a big, you know, cake that you then cut into slices, like for a party, you know? But I think the common Japanese usage of it is like a single person gets a cake for themselves, or to maybe share with like someone else, or like a very small group, not like a big party, but like, you know, a group of friends.
兄は大変だな。
そうだね。
All right.
いつか。
Dear Vito, today was awesome. Papa made me this huge cake that was really yummy. Everyone in the village has been wishing me happy birthday. It's fun. I feel like a princess or something. I don't feel sick at all today. In fact, I almost forgot I had this disease. So maybe you can forget about it too and come back home now? Alright, and then we want to go to Seafront. that's right. You know, I'm like, where's the boar? And then I remembered the boar doesn't appear. Oh, no, yes it does. Maybe it just didn't appear because of that big shade. I don't know. I don't know what the game's rules are. First things first.
頼まれていた。
ありがとう。これは何言ってるんだよ。ほとんど功績の代金じゃないか。
そんな
彼女はこれくらいのものじゃないと受け取ってくれないのさ。
愛を金で。
僕にも
あの者、恋人に騙されておるのではないか。
そうかもね。
ならば奴に伝えねば。
それはやめといた方がいいんじゃない？
なぜだ。騙されておる者を放っておくのか。
恋愛なんて当人たちにしか理解できないこともあるんだよ。きっとそっとしておいた方がいいと思うな。
我に理解できぬことなどない。
はいはい。
Jump off the side. Huh. I'm curious. I know she's asked, but I wonder if she left anything.
図書館で調べたら。
本当ですか？なるほど。シャークですか。それではこのフカヒレのチャーハンというものを
もちろん最後まで付き合うよ。
ありがとうございます。シャークを5匹、米を5個、キノコを5個ですね。
Well, we have plenty of mushrooms. But where do we get shark from?
食料不足のこんな世でも美食の文化は存続しているのだな。
Can we get rice from the grocer? And ancient lore claims that beans are musical. That's funny.
Irash.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We can't get
Matakai.
shark.
さあ、ニジマス。
今度は騒がず静かにしておるぞ。 なんと言っても喋ると魚が逃げてしまうからな。我とて今以上に学び成長する。
魚が逃げちゃうよ。
すまぬ。
Why is the book like the cutest character? Alright. We need to catch, what?
さあニジマスを
Seven
7
rainbow
匹釣ってくるんだ。
I'm not looking up the answers to all of them, but I am looking up the, I am looking up, like, the fishing locations. Oh, apparently, we want sharks for that quest. We need to actually use sardines as bait. Not a big fan of, sometimes getting garbage. Oh, shit. Well, whatever this fish is, we're not going to catch it in time, I'm sure. So we need to increase our fishing level. Like how this fishing track is only percussion. We're a quarter of the way there, guys. Oh. We've been fishing so long, we've got the base pads coming in. The time limit on fishing is. I read that there was a time limit for how long you could fish a single, you know, like bite a single fish on the line here, but Maybe they removed it? Oh. Also, and I want to mention this just in case we don't actually fish up a shark here, there's actually 3 types of fish that are fished up using sardines as bait in this spot, so this might not even be a shark. This might not, that would be like the ultimate insult. This isn't a shark. Wow, that was a shark. Nice. It was a big boy. But we need to increase our fishing level. And to do that, we'll need to do more fisherman's gambits. So, we need rainbow trout. I don't mean to be crashing the boar into these cliff sides, but into these rock sides. Since I was, I may as well grab the items that were right next to the boar, right? So the main quest, we need to talk with the pop up here. Dearest Popula, I hope this finds you well. I'm writing in hopes of bringing to your attention a certain dream issue of concern regarding recent events in Dream the Village. I was hoping I might be Dream able to get your advice, Dream, on the matter. Recently there have been dream reports, dream of a certain dream of dream evil, empty, empty, dream curse, dream evil, dream words, dream, and dream, someone, dream.
君の悪い手紙だな。
誰からの手紙？
北の方にある森で
神話の森と呼ばれる場所の村長から。
神話の森？
話好きの明るい人たちばかりでちょっと心配だわ。
僕が様子を見てくるよ。
でも
僕もちょっと気になってることがあって。
そうならいいんだけど、神話の森
I'm just checking in with Devla every 2 seconds. See if any new quests opened up. Nope, I haven't. Alright. I never actually saved, did I? Maybe this isn't the fishing spot after all. So we need to... Ooh, I need to buy... I think I might need to buy more lures. We'll find out. Fortunately, we only need 7, huh? Very exciting gameplay here. I really feel like every game with a fishing game, you know, any game with a fishing minigame is probably good, right? But you can still compare the individual fishing minigames to others. And I think Dark Cloud 2 is still the GOAT. You just can't beat Dark Cloud 2's fishing minigame. You really can't. How many are we at? Okay, we need one more. Alright. So where are we going? Oh, okay, up there. Oh, the shades are killing the animals. There. boar was in the way. Couldn't get through.
なんだか静かな村だね。
陰気な村だ。どうせろくでもないことが起こるんだろ。
シロはもうちょっと言葉に気をつけようよ。
言葉に
言葉？
伝染する夢。
夢見る人？
なんだこの奇妙な感じは。
Vice's voice rose in a quizzical way.
不思議そうにとは失礼な。
何これ？
The villager's body shuddered as he slowly opened his eyes.
こやつに聞くのが良いであろう。あなたたちは。
僕たちこの村に異変が起こったって聞いてやってきました。
The mayor stared at Vito and Vice.
私と会話できているということはあなた方を夢に巻き込んでしまったようですね。
夢？
The mayor explained. In the past weeks, a mysterious disease called the Death Dream spread across the forest of myth. Those who caught it were cursed to fall asleep and live forever within the world of their own dreams. The village mayor had determined the Death Dream was spread from person to person by spoken words, but before he could learn more, the disease took him as well.
なんだって。
I stared at the mayor, his mouth twitching slightly.
我らがお前の夢に取り込まれた。は
あ、おそらく。
つまり僕たち死の夢にかかってしまったってこと？
Before the mayor could confirm Vito's suspicion, Vice exploded with
そ
rage.
んなバカな。いつどうやって。我は眠った自覚などないぞ。
死の夢はそういう病気ですから。
Though polite, the mayor was clearly trying to brush aside the book's remarks.
流すな。
The mayor twisted his mouth into an embarrassed grimace, then quickly changed the subject to who Vito had seen and what they had discussed since coming to the village.
と夢に入るきっかけがあったはずです。
They racked their brains but could find no easy solution. There were simply too many words to consider, too much random chatter, too many meaningless conversations.
適当に会話していて悪かったな。
The mere suggestion that Vice chose his words carelessly seemed to sting his pride.
愛したようにではなく、害しておるのだ。
It does not seem to sting my pride, you bloated gas bag of a narrator.
はっきりと。
Irritated, Vice looked skyward, as if searching for answers in the heavens.
知っておるわ。
I was doing no such
彼の
thing.
ことはもう放っておけ。
The anger created by his harsh words bled over to Vito like a contagion. Wait, did someone just say contagion? Yes, I believe so. What of it? Well, that villager told us to watch out for contagious words, right? The mayor leaned forward with renewed interest, pushing a startled Vice aside in the process. He must have said something, right? Asked the mayor. Some specific combination of words? What was it? It was about dreaming, or something that dreams, or... Oh, what the hell was it? A sheep, cried Vice suddenly, blurting out the first thing that popped into his head. The others stared at him for a moment before slowly shaking their heads. After a few more minutes of thought, Vito's face suddenly lit up. I remember. Those who dream. That's what he said, I'm sure of it. At this, the mayor produced a thick sheath of papers from his pocket. He flipped through them a few times before finally nodding his approval at Vito. Ah, so the mayor has the script for the game. He looked through the script of the game. That sounds right, he said as a stray sheet of paper fluttered to the ground. My notes also mentioned something about that. Oh, it was... I bet it was the last thing you heard before you fell asleep. The mayor shook his head, his worn pencil stub tracing lines across a lone piece of paper. For the last month, I've done nothing but study the disease we call the Death Dream. I mean, I'm the mayor, right? It's my job to protect people from whatever comes along. But I never expected a couple of outsiders to start entering people's dreams. The mayor paused, a grimace crossing his face. I should probably be taking notes or something. Vice immediately fired back. I applaud the force of will it takes to research a disease in your dreams, but perhaps we should bend your efforts to escaping this place instead of trying to understand it. The mayor's hand tightened around his pencil, snapping off the tip. I've tried to escape. From the very first moment I realized I was locked inside my own dream, I've been looking for a way out. But I don't think it exists. I mean, this is my dream, right? If there was an exit, I'd know about it. He paused for a moment, his unfocused eyes staring at nothing. My village was beautiful, he said to no one in particular, and it was filled with the most wonderful people you could ever hope to meet. But once this disease took hold, things changed. It's like someone took a sponge and soaked all the color out of our lives. I just want us to be whole again. I want us to be free, and I won't stop trying until it happens. Huh? Wait a second, I didn't nod. Look, if we can be of any help, said Vito, just ask. Now hold on, I did not just say that. Silence, cried Vice. The grimoire looked from Vito to the mayor and back again, his face filling with confidence. Grimoire Vice's face is always confident, thank you very much. Now, see here, Mayor, you told us that nothing can exist in this dream without your knowing of it. But yet you seemed surprised to see us when we first arrived, yes? The mayor slowly raised his head, realization dawning on his face. Oh my god, you're right. You're right, I had no idea you were coming. The human imagination is a limitless engine, and dreams are the fuel. If you can imagine an exit, then it must be so. With your permission, we will search it out. Thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. Payment is not required. We are as eager as you to be done with this place. The mayor suddenly felt as if he could breathe again. He'd almost forgotten what it was like. Good luck, you two, he called at the departing forms of Vito and Vice. We're all counting on you. As Vito slowly faded into the misty forest, the mayor was struck by a sense of deja vu. I saw this man once before. But where? Vito's mood darkened as he trudged through the forest. Hours earlier, when the beauty of the place was still a new thing, he'd been confident they could get in, find the exit, and be home in time for dinner. So I guess hours have passed. But the deeper they went, the more the forest closed in around him. The mist made it difficult to see more than a foot in any direction, and moss-covered rocks seemed determined to twist his ankle. More than once he'd been forced to steady himself on the rough bark of a tree. His hands now left small trails of blood on everything he touched. Additionally, Vice was proving to be a spectacularly poor traveling companion. Unhindered by either terrain or physical effort, he spent most of his time urging Vito to pick up the pace and grumbling about their slow progress. Hold up, there's a little bit of a... spilled like a speck of chocolate onto my mat, I think, from that piece of candy I had earlier. Oh well. Finally, after Vice muttered something about legless turtles being more adept at navigating the environment, Vito snapped. Okay, Vice, cram it for a second, would you? You don't have to walk! Vito leaned against a tree and tried to stretch the knots from his back. How can this stupid forest be so big? He muttered to himself. The moment the words tumbled from his mouth, a cacophony of insects sprang to life. Every imaginable form of buzz, click, and hiss roared out at a volume that rattled his teeth. Vito slapped his hands over his ears and screamed to be heard. Vice, what's going on? Vito could see Vice's mouth moving, but he might as well have been shouting into a tornado. The insects screamed, the forest howled, and then, just as Vito's ears seemed ready to tear from his head and go running for cover, the sound diminished. Hesitantly, he removed the hand from his left ear and listened to the creatures of the woods. Zree! Shack! Ch-ch-chee! Woo-woo-wooma! As the insect symphony dimmed another decibel, Vito began to detect patterns in the sound. This isn't random, he thought. Not just white noise, it's something else. The insects weren't just calling out, they were asking a question. One with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? By my pages, is this a riddle? I guess so. I mean, it feels kind of forced, but maybe it's the key to getting out of this place. Then I leave it to you to answer. 1 with it is lacking. 2 with it is ideal. 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? I think secret makes the most sense. So, 1 with a secret, it's lacking. I mean, well, you can have a secret with one, you know, you can keep your own secret. I guess seesaw is probably the most literal answer, I guess. You know, 2 with a seesaw is ideal. Not sure if 3 is dangerous, though, but we'll go with seesaw, because that's the most direct answer. Something that's ideal with 2 people, dangerous with 3. Oh, it's a seesaw. Vice's mouth flew open, but before he could say anything, the world suddenly shifted. When Vito came to, he was once again surrounded by the sounds of insects. The cries of the insects were creating words he had heard somewhere before. 1 with it is lacking, 2 with it is ideal, 3 with it is dangerous. What is it? I guess seesaw was wrong? Inwardly furious that Vice left the task to him, Vito sighed and gave the only answer that made sense. It's a secret. Right? The forest anthropods are making a road for us. Pleased at passing the test, Vito moved on with new intensity. The path offered his body relief from the undergrowth, but gave even greater cheer to his mind. As long as they were on the path, their journey had a purpose. I guess the forest has accepted us, huh? Vice spun around to face his companion. Do not mistake the will of this forest for some happy pet you can suddenly befriend. We have no idea where this path leads. As Vice finished speaking, the pair turned a corner and found themselves facing a clear forest spring. Smiling, Vito picked up a small rock and sent it skipping across the surface of the water. Good heavens. His surprise was understandable. Each time the rock struck the surface of the water, a musical note sprang out. When the rock finally stopped moving and sank to the bottom of the spring, the ripples it left behind came together to form words. I enter through the window, but break no glass. When night falls, I vanish. What am I? Absurdly easy, barked Vice. Now answer it. Vito grit his teeth and tried not to reach out and strangle his companion. He's right, after all. This one is pretty easy. Well, the obvious answer is light, right? Yeah, sunlight is the obvious answer. A plume of water suddenly burst from the spring. Sunlight filtered through the trees and reflected off the plume, creating a shimmering rainbow that spanned the entire horizon. In all my years, said Vice softly, I have never seen such a sight. Perhaps I have misunderstood the intentions of this place. Hey, look! There's a house or something over there. Glancing in the direction of his friend's extended hand, Vice saw a small cottage nestled among the trees. That's weird, isn't it, Vice? I mean, who would build a house all the way out here? Vito walked over and pounded on the door. After a minute, solid banging, the door cracked open and a small man peered out. His body was cloaked from neck to toe in a large black cape, while his face was obscured by mist. But before he could get any further, the cloaked man held a hand up and began speaking. I have 4 legs in the morning, and 2 at noon, but end the night with 3. What am I? Vito tried to ask the cloaked man who he was and what he was doing there, but he simply repeated the question. If we wish to engage this man in conversation, it seems we must answer his riddle. Yeah, I suppose. Well, at least it's an easy one. Oh, yeah, so this riddle's old, so I knew the answer, but it's more like a metaphor, or, yeah, it's a metaphor, right? So morning, noon, and night if you've never heard this riddle before, morning, noon, and night refer to I guess the early, middle, and beginning of of life for a man. You know, the answer is man. So, in the morning, when you're a baby, you know, when you're first born, you walk around on all four, you know, hands and legs when you're crawling around. And at noon, you're an adult, you can walk on your two legs. But at night, you use a cane, and that's your third leg, if you know what I'm saying. The mist dissolved from the cloaked figure as he spoke a single word. Correct. With that, the man flung his garment aside, revealing his true identity. You're the mayor, cried Vito. The small man slowly shook his head. I am not the mayor you know. Now listen to my words. Long ago, I saw a version of you that was not yourself. Sorry? What's that mean? It will make sense in time. At present, I simply congratulate you on cracking the seal of the Death Dream. Now you must go to the person at the forest entrance. With that, the man turned on his heel and slammed the door behind him. As Vito watched, mist seeped up from the ground and enveloped the cottage, erasing it from existence. When Vito and Vice returned to the forest entrance, they found the mayor leaning against a tree. As soon as he caught sight of the duo, he sprang to his feet and scrambled over to them. Good gravy! You made it! You actually made it back! His left hand grasped Vito's and pumped it so fiercely it threatened to dislodge from the socket, while his right seized Vice by the cover and swung him through the air. By the heavens, stop shaking me, you fool! We've not even told you if we were successful or not! The mayor smiled broadly and shook his head. I'm just happy you're alive. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Vito withdrew himself from the mayor's eager handshake with a slight smile. We broke the Death Dream's seal, he said. At least, I think we did. The mayor's face beamed as Vito filled him in on the details. When the tale was done, the three of them laid down on the forest ground and fell asleep. Vito cocked his head. Okay, hang on a second. This is crazy. Why would we just lay down and go to sleep? Cease your endless prattle and go to sleep, fool. Fighting against the rules of this place is futility itself. Vito and the mayor obediently reclined atop the grassy earth. Have you forgotten? Continued Vice. It is words that control the Death Dream, words that allow us to move from place to place. No matter how unnatural they seem, the words are absolute. Therefore, if the words tell us to sleep, then sleep we shall. And once we do, the story will continue. And with that, the trio found their eyes growing heavy, their breath slowing. This is the first time I've ever felt tired since I was imprisoned here. His words were cut off by a loud, long yawn, and he remembered nothing more. They might have slept for an hour or a year. When they awoke, things had a slightly more real quality to them. The mist felt thicker, the leaves greener. It was clear that they had awakened from their dream. Vito shook the mayor's shoulder gently. Good news, he said. I think we made it. Oh, wow, said the mayor in an awed voice. We did it. I'm back. You two have no idea how much this means. The Death Dream was spreading through our village and I wanted to... Well, I thought I could figure out how to stop it, but I guess that wasn't the case. I must have caught the disease and become trapped in my own dream. The mayor started to stand, then collapsed back to the earth. He stared at his legs as if he was trying to remember how they worked, then glanced at Vito and shrugged. Without a word, the young man reached down and pulled the mayor to his feet. Real life may take some getting used to, said the mayor as a wry smile crossed his lips. You shall relearn in short order, I'm sure, said Vice. For now, you should return to your home and rest. No, I can't. Some of the villagers are still trapped in the Death Dream. I have to save them. The mayor slowly made his way to the divine tree in the corner of the village, then bowed his head and prayed silently. This is a holy tree. It's the guardian of our village's history and memories. Superstition will only make our mission harder. We should not put our faith in the gods. The mayor shook his head. Not the gods, the words. Legend says that our tree is home to a powerful magic known as a sealed verse. Vito and Vice could not contain their surprise. It seemed a goal had been found in the most unexpected of places. I say, this is certainly a stroke of luck. As the three of them said their goodbyes, Vito mentioned the strange man who had given them the third riddle, and the mysterious words he had left them with. I once saw a version of you that was not yourself? What in the world does that mean? Lost in thought, the mayor stared into space for a long moment. You know, this is going to sound odd, but I had a feeling I'd seen you before too. Vito tried to keep a straight face and failed, but the mayor didn't seem to notice. Deja vu, right? Anyway, I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death dream. Probably doesn't mean anything. Ito gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about the mayor and his words, and what exactly is going on here? That riddle proved to be the most difficult one of all.
ありがとうございます。これでやっと普通の暮らしに戻れます。
しかし、奇妙な病気であるな。
ええ、できれば他の村民も助けてやりたいんですが。
Well, we got it. We got the sealed verse.
結構簡単に
ちょっと簡単なんだか。
考えすぎ。この人も夢を見てるのかな。
おそらくはそうであろ
う。あの文字だらけの世界か。
不満を垂れている日。
は
I breathe air, scented with death, and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison, is tucked beneath a stairway in the long unused catacombs of some infinite castle. Outside, I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone here? My savior. I call at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me, I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me! Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy and a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you, I ask, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss, and this is Vito. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken you from this nightmare together. The one known as Vito extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again. Would that this were not such a terrible storm, said Grimoire Weiss. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. We do not make good our escape. We shall all drown in this castle. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, made itself known again. I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers no matter what. The castle catacombs are a maze. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. I squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come across a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust and drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know, and sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound. Whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain, and my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. I squint down the dim corridors. Well, we went north, so if we go south, that'll be back the way we came, so let's go east. I squint down the dim corridors. Maybe I should be, like, making a map? Because if I go west, I'll go back to where I was, so let's go north. Let's continue north. At the end of the path, the water rises to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray that this is the way out. Eventually, I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, and so turn my eyes upward. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume, even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived, but it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I've been admiring a row of corpses, blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough. Shielding my eyes, I paddle forward through the water. Alright, so let's go west? At the end of the path, a row of heavy wooden casks lie on their sides in a dark chamber. Doubtless they are filled with wine. My thirst roars to life. I cannot remember the last time my parched throat had relief. I scramble to the first cask and frantically pull at the cork. The theft of a few cups means nothing, I tell myself. The casks will be ruined by the flood regardless. Finally, the cork surrenders to my attack. The thick red liquid bursts forth from the hole. This is no wine. It's blood still warm from the body. Whether animal or something else, I cannot say. The foul liquid soon mixes with the rising floodwaters, creating a warmth that laps against my thighs. By all the gods, are the rest of these casks filled with blood as well? I lack the courage to confirm my suspicion. Disgust quickly becomes fear as I turn to flee, but my weakened legs betray me, sending me toppling over into the red ocean below. The smell of death is everywhere. It threatens to consume me. I must escape this hell. Crawling on all fours like an animal, holding back screams lest any foulness enter my mouth, I lurch forward through the red waters and out of the room to freedom. I think we came from the north, right? So we go east. I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head, but as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast is a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made their homes in the remains, and this is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands, then slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that runs from the seat up the back and down the arms. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. Or if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime, for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. I squint down the corridors. North? The water has risen to my chin, and now laps greedily at my mouth and nose. You dumb bast, shouts Vito. He surely desires to say more, but the rest of his insult is cut short by the rising water. Grimoire of ice, wet and tattered, floats on the water's surface. It is already too late for him. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. We got a game over. Wow. Did I save before I...
これでやしかし
Maybe north was where I came from, and that's why he was like, you dumb bastard.
この人も
おそらく
Alright, so let me, let's, make a little... Do I still have, Microsoft Paint? I do. Alright. Alright, so we just need to make a little... button for shrink. All right. So now we have a little
あの文字だらけの世界。
Alright, so we failed the visual novel. Or, not visual novel, it's like an old style adventure game, right? So... we start here. Let's say we start here. This is like now we need to go north. So if this is the start, let me actually type it out, right? Great. So we're going north at the end of the corridor. Okay, we've done this. It's the beds. Now, if we go south, we'll probably die. So we go east. And then if we go west, we'll probably die. So we go north. And then all of these, I'm pretty sure, were dead ends, right? I think east was the one. Yeah, east was the way to go. Because north was a dead end, and west was a dead end. Didn't I go north, or did I go back west? Oh, against all hope we make... Oh, so I just messed up the last one. Damn. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries, and so I give myself to the effort. In tandem with Vito and Grimoire of Ice, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. The clouds above are still dark and foreboding, but to the west I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you? I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters, and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Then you are a woman, madam? I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as Vito is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. But behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallway and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
何か言うことある？
次は迷路は勘弁してもらいたいな。
まったくだね。
助けてくれてありがとう。もうあんな夢見たくないね。
こやつも同じか。
This work certainly is trying, yeah, that's for sure.
白は本なのに文字が苦手なの？
I figured a book would be into this word stuff.
何事にも例外はある。行くぞ。
A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Vice and Vito had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
まだ遠いのかな。建物が大きすぎて距離がつかめないよ。どれだけ大きいんだろ
う。あるいはただの幻か。
Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface, as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made Vito lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Vice tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said? No, no joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is some manner of grand artistic work. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. Vito glanced at Vice's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. As time passed, Vito's feet grew more painful, and his throat drier than he thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Vice in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. Encouraged, Vito lifted his gaze. Suddenly, he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. Water, he cried. It's water! Water? Preposterous, I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting all. Without waiting for a response, Vito sprang to life and bounded toward the sight. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. Vito closed his eyes and sighed as Vice floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. Vito shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right there! After a few minutes of running, Vito came to a halt. I swore it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. The chase continued for nearly an hour, until an exasperated Vice finally floated up to Vito and struck him in the face with his cover. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! Vito's face clouded. There isn't? There is not, and perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as such. Vice paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. It seems we have arrived in the City of Art. Vito looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge! Vito completely forgot the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up toward the sky, but that's where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, but many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. The sheer variety of colors and styles were staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, Vito and Vice eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. Vito uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. The 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arm. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. As Vito moved to touch the nearest statue, a bird flew from the top of one of the sculptures. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real. The others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Hey, look at that! They're alive! The triplets bowed low before Vito. Please, said Alpha, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to Vito and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake, you know. I'm the real one. What a load of crap, said Gamma. Beta is a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. Their respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state as silence once again enveloped the city. So this is the classic riddle, you know, I am real. A is real. The second one is A is fake, B is real. And C, B is fake, C is real. Right? So one is telling the truth and the other 2 are liars, right? So if we think about this logically, you know, if A is telling the truth, then the other 2 are lying, which means both B and C are real, which isn't the case. That's not real. Now, if B is telling the truth, then that means A is lying. So when they say I am real, then that's a lie, so they're fake, which does track with what B said, since B is telling the truth. And C is lying, B is real, and they're fake. So right now, B is the one that makes sense, but let's check C real quick. Gamma, B, so B is fake. That means Alpha is real, which can't be, because if C is real, then A can't be real. So B is the only one, Beta is the only one that makes sense. The real one is Beta. Though Vito's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence, he was relieved to see Vice nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, Beta and Gamma would be fakes, but in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Now let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lies would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. As Vice finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villager, said Vice in a cheerful voice. The time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me. He dropped to his knees and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable Vito pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Have you been to this city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape, then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this, but at the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu, muttered Vito, just like the mayor. The vague sense of unease that struck Vito during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind.
なんだか大変だったね。
あの景色、どこかで見たような。
もう勘弁してよ。これでもう村人たちが夢から覚めるんだよね。
村長の言っていたことが本当なら、そうやれやれだ。もうこういう言葉遊びは勘弁願いたいな。
Alright, so we don't need our little map anymore. That was how I can't believe I thought it was gonna go on longer, but I guess I only made one mistake the first time. That's fine.
まあまあ、とりあえず村長さんに一言挨拶していこうよ。
There's not much to this village, is there?
皆さん、これは
こんな高価そうなもの。
もちろん名のある品らしい。
では
本当に